Hey there, everyone. Welcome to this special online workshop. This is Daniel Levis. Really excited to be with you here today, delivering this training. And the first thing I need you to do is help me with a little tech check. If you'd be so kind as to type the word yes into the chat box. If you can hear my voice and see my face on the screen there, yes into the chat box, please. And there's a slight delay, so while those are coming in, I just want you to know that my associate Paul is in the chat room with you and will be monitoring your chats and helping me out with the Q&A. And okay, I see the yeses coming in. We're ready to rock and roll. And you might wonder, why is he showing us a human heart and a winning lottery ticket on the screen about now? And what does that have to do with building a large and highly profitable email list? Well, did you know that according to numerous medical studies, more heart attacks occur on Monday morning than at any other time? The stress of returning to work and the start of a long week is actually killing people. And what's with the lottery ticket? Well, according to the National Endowment for Financial Education, 70% of lottery winners go broke within just a few years of winning millions of dollars. And believe it or not, the underlying reason behind both of these shocking statistics is the same reason you have more than likely struggled and failed in your entrepreneurial endeavors thus far, and all will become clear today. You are going to discover the fatal flaw that's been holding you back, and you'll finally be able to move forward. So who is this training for? Existing full-time business owners who are struggling, working way too hard for too little money. You know the money is in the list, and you've tried to build one, but it's just too time-consuming or too expensive, driving traffic, and you have no idea how to monetize the few subscribers you've been able to attract. It's also for part-time entrepreneurs looking to augment their day job income and have tried and failed at affiliate marketing, e-commerce, Facebook ads, Shopify, Amazon selling, SEO, network marketing, and dozens of other foolproof systems. All it got you was more credit card debt and hours of sitting at your computer instead of enjoying your off hours with your family. And it's for people who are experiencing what I call an employment crisis. And an employment crisis is that trapped, don't know where to turn feeling you get when you realize that your financial future is in serious jeopardy. Too much month at the end of the money, no security because you're about to be laid off at any minute, again. And abject misery because you're spending 1/3 of your life doing something that means nothing to you. Does this happen to a lot of entrepreneurs as well when they realize they've built themselves a glorified job that they hate even more than the one they left? You bet. So in the next 45 minutes, I'm going to share multiple case studies where people just like you have gone from failure to outrageous success. And the one thing they started doing differently from 98% of the folks who struggle repeatedly to gain traction in one online money-making endeavor after another. How you can get started immediately and roll out big, scaling to 6 or even 7-figure income in just a few short months, using other people's money and other people's email lists to get traffic and fund that growth, even if you have no online marketing experience whatsoever. How you can work from anywhere in the world you please, managing your business from gorgeous postcard locations around the globe, choosing your own hours, as many or as few as you enjoy, and most importantly of all, how you can build a business around your own personal passions, and how you can engage in work that is truly fulfilling and meaningful to you. How you can stop the endless trial and error and repeated frustration of hopping from one flawed business opportunity to the next, and you can put an end to your employment crisis forever. What you need to know for rapid list building and $3 to $16 per subscriber earnings every couple of weeks, without the guesswork and without risking your own money. Imagine earning $6,000 a month with just 1,000 names on your list, or $60,000 a month with just 10,000. Because both knowledge and leverage are essential. We're here to do big things. Of course, I need 100% of your focused attention. Doing anything else is like, I don't know, texting under the table during a job interview. So go ahead and shut down Skype and Facebook and any other application you may have blinking and beeping for your attention. Turn off your smartphone, because this is your time. This is your turn to build a real business that you can be proud of and that can give you real time and money freedom and a really gratifying sense of purpose in your life. You'll want to stay right to the end, because I'm going to give you my quick start list business blueprint, my traffic getting, list building, and monetization floor plan at the end. This is a laminate that I have up on the wall here in my office, and we're going to be working with this. Two-sided, actually. There's the flip side. Now, I'm not going to give you the laminate, obviously, but you'll have a PDF of this. And would you like the slides at the end as well? Yes? Okay, we're going to give you those too. And I'm also going to be answering your questions, so make sure you go the distance. We're not going to be emailing this stuff out after the webinar. All right, so what's the one big thing? What's the one thing that's causing people to have heart attacks on Monday morning and go broke after winning the lottery? And it's the same thing that's kept you from having any real success, building an online business. See if you can figure it out as we go along here. This is one of my students, Sue Heinze. Sue used to be a clerk at the Water Authority in southeastern Australia, but her passion was physical fitness, and she dreamed of making her living as a fitness instructor. Quit her job, struggled away as a personal coach and trainer, and like most independent entrepreneurs, small business people, her gross income before expenses was around $42,000 a year, about the same as she was making at the Water Authority, yet she was working much harder. Until she discovered the business she was really in and started building an email list. Not just any kind of email list, mind you, a very special kind of email list, which I will define for you in a moment. And here's what she was able to do within about 6 months of taking my program. $5,200 in a single day. $9,100 in just one day. In just 14 days' time, Sue was able to generate more traffic and more leads and more income than what she had been making all year. Not bad, huh? Can you see yourself in this picture? This is another one of our members, Noah St. John. Noah was living in his parents' basement when he discovered the secrets you're about to learn today about getting traffic and building a list and generating sales. Had a fancy psych degree, but couldn't find a steady job. Now he is the best-selling author of the Book of Affirmations, and he is having the time of his life, helping tens of thousands of people around the world to attract more money, lose hundreds of pounds, find their soulmate, and grow their business. All because of the power of a very particular type of email list. This is John Benson, another Email Alchemy success story. John worked for a stodgy IT consulting company where he had to wear a suit and tie in the 100-degree Dallas heat and memorize a company song. He went out on his own as a graphic designer, failed miserably for years, putting in 16-hour days. His health suffered, ended up having a massive heart attack because he was so miserably burned out and out of shape. Now, I'm not sure if that was a Monday, but John had a problem, needed to put his health back together. Documented his journey in an ebook. It's called Fit Over 40. Built a list-based business on the back of that product and turned his life around. Built another list-based business called VSL Generator, but didn't really understand the true power of an email list until he wanted to get into the software business with something called 3X Accelerator, where I helped him to bring in over $400,000 in just 16 days of release from a modest, little, but very special kind of email list of less than 9,000 subscribers. So what's the difference that made the difference? What's the one thing that these folks began doing differently that finally allowed them to break through to success? Have you guessed it yet? Yes, they figured out how to drive traffic and build an email list. Yes, they followed a proven system for monetizing that list quickly. But the real key thing they have going for them is that they are spending their days doing work they find meaningful for people they care about. And the very special kind of email list that's making them a fortune is called a fellowship. You see, it's not hard work and crazy deadlines and demands that makes people drop dead from a heart attack on Monday mornings. And it's not stupidity that makes people blow through millions of dollars in lottery winnings. The missing ingredient is a sense of meaning in your work and in your life. Yes, I'm talking about meaning on a list building training, not about some new email address scraping software or black hat traffic trick, because it's the most powerful success factor. Without it, you walk around all day long feeling that you're working away in the wrong place, doing the wrong thing with the wrong people, and spending your money on things that have no real meaning to you and that don't give you any lasting sense of satisfaction. There's nothing more corrosive to your health, dangerous to your wealth, and destructive to your success than spending your days engaged in activities that do not have a deep degree of significance to you and to the people you care about. It's not until you pursue a definite major purpose and mission in your life, work that you are passionate about, for people you care deeply about, that special kind of email list that I told you about, that you can really become successful. That sense of meaning is like medicine for your body and soul. That's when you have the power to break through any and all barriers to success and finally start building a hugely profitable email list and business. And so my claim to fame, and why you should be paying very, very close attention today, is pretty much summed up by these three numbers. Numbers on the left is the average dollars per name per subscriber, in other words, that my clients and students enjoy when A, they realize the real business they're in is the fellowship building business, and B, when they apply the very specific techniques and strategies that I'm going to be sharing with you here today to produce these numbers, as you've seen, in as little as 2 weeks. And the number on the right, well, that's the number you may have heard bandied about by various list-building gurus and experts that says, for every person on your list, you should be able to generate $1 per month. And you'll notice something weird about the numbers on the left, despite being a short 2-week window. Worst case, it's actually triple the number on the right. And numbers are important. Business models are important, obviously. But what's most important of all are the blessings these things can bring into your life. Being able to never worry about your family's financial well-being. Being able to walk into a store and buy something without even looking at the price tag. Or imagine being able to give freely, as much as you want, to your favorite charities and causes. Being able to immerse yourself in your own personal passionate interests and building your entire business around something that you really care about. Nothing is more gratifying and rewarding than knowing that what you're doing on a day-in, day-out basis actually matters, that it actually means something and makes a positive difference in the world. So here's what I'm going to show you today. How to take a personal or professional interest, passion, or problem and turn it into a lucrative and enjoyable lifestyle business. I'm going to show you the easy way to do this without capital, inventory, or office space, and without employees. By building a large and highly responsive fellowship, an email list of people with similar interests, passions, and or challenges. How to exchange real value for money with that list from day one, so you're never risking a lot of capital or time and effort driving traffic prior to seeing a return, so you can build steadily to 6 or even 7 figures in a matter of months, not years. And how to automate your entire marketing and fulfillment process so your traffic, your list, your income, and your personal freedom grow. And you're living a healthy, balanced, and blessed life in every way. You're not going to be spending 12 hours a day burning your life away on social media. We're not going to be talking about that at all. In addition to that, I'm going to give you the tech piece. I'm going to give you the simple, easy-to-use, and affordable tools that I personally recommend you use to automate this business. I'm going to save you a ton of time and due diligence, because unless tech is your passion, this can be a serious roadblock for most people. And most of all, we're going to dissolve the spirit-crushing conflict between work and play. I'm going to show you how you can spend your days doing something you love, with people you love, transforming people's lives, living life of profound purpose, while making more money in a month than most people make all year. And I'll show it to you in just 3 simple steps. Sound good? Okay, a little about me, for folks who don't already know. They call me the email alchemist, and that's just kind of a weird way of saying that I know how to turn small email lists into big profits, and big lists into humongous profits, and people pay me to do this. I'm an email alchemist for hire, in other words, and not an inexpensive one. My private clients, businesses like the Motley Fool, Robert Allen and Mark Victor Hansen of No Money Down Real Estate and Chicken Soup for the Soul fame, Webinar Jam, the folks who develop the software that makes this webinar possible, and many other list-driven businesses pay me tens of thousands and even hundreds of thousands of dollars to help them build their lists. And I charge $2,500 per email when people hire me to do this. I'm also a best-selling author. I wrote the infamous Email Alchemist book, which rose to #1 bestseller on Amazon in the direct marketing category within weeks of its recent release, also in the business mentoring and coaching category. And I also have a side business teaching people how to build these kinds of businesses from scratch, because you don't need hundreds of thousands of subscribers to make a substantial income with this. Here's a screenshot of one of my personal customer relationship management systems showing sales for these training programs, made to my own list, generated from a list of fewer than 20,000 subscribers. And this doesn't include affiliate sales that I also generate from this list or service work that is triggered by it. My business is built around my passion, which is marketing, solving a common business problem, which is revenue and profit growth. And the people on my list, you included, all share that passion. Our relationship starts with that common interest, and it grows as I share my knowledge and genuine desire to make your life better. I get so much meaning from this work that I couldn't stop doing it if I tried. And I've done a lot of things right to get to this point, but I want you to know that I've done a lot more things wrong. You see, I would have never figured out list building and email marketing if I hadn't tried and failed numerous times. And I have learned more from these quote-unquote failures than I ever did from the few things in my life that worked out the very first time I did them. And I know that many people who come to these trainings discount their own worth and abilities by putting the presenter on some kind of a pedestal and thinking they're only successful because they have some kind of special powers or talents. And so I want you to know that I'm nothing special. In fact, I was probably on the list of people least likely to succeed at anything in my high school yearbook. In fact, I flunked out of high school in grade 10, worked all kinds of menial and meaningless, at least to me anyway, jobs for decades, nearly went bankrupt numerous times, chasing various entrepreneurial opportunities. I just never gave up until I finally had the courage to find and pursue the thing that I was put on this planet to do, and created a simple step-by-step system and tool set that you can duplicate to build a lucrative business around the thing that you were put on this planet to do. Now, before I show you those steps, my lawyer insists that I show you this slide. Mileage may vary. My results are not typical. I've shown you some pretty impressive results, and there are more coming up, but I don't want you to think that these results happen for everyone. In fact, the vast majority of people who come to these trainings and buy my programs don't make a single dime. In just the same way, thousands and thousands of people have Stairmasters and treadmills that they paid thousands of dollars for, sitting idly somewhere in the corner of the basement. And it's just human nature. Everybody wants to be a millionaire. Everybody wants financial and lifestyle freedom. But very few people have the drive and the determination to actually do it. I can give you an amazingly detailed and doable roadmap to incredible success and every imaginable tool for getting there, and I will, but ultimately, your success is your own. You must take action, and you must take risks. I'm here to show you the right action, how to minimize risk, and it won't cost you a dime to see it. But action and some measure of calculated risk is inescapable. There's simply no other way. And so if you have a glass half empty mentality that loves to make excuses, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I don't have the time, I don't have the experience, I'm not talented enough, well, this just isn't going to work for you. Because whether you think you can do what I'm going to show you here today, or you think you can't, trust me, you're right either way. So if you're still with me, step number 1 is to truly understand the business model. And we'll take Sue as an example. She's a full-time mom, started her business as a fitness trainer, and later started videotaping lessons and workouts and putting together diets and things, and then went to work selling them online. And that's pretty much the accepted model, right? Create product and then focus on selling it. But there's a reason the average entrepreneurial income is $26,695 per year after expenses. Sue thought she was in the business of selling fitness programs. Not so. Her books and videos and things are products, but a product is never a business. And this is actually true if you're a stay-at-home mom building a little lifestyle business for yourself, or if you're a multinational corporation. Look at Apple, the largest company in the world today. If you look at their financial statements, you can see that the value of their plant, property, and equipment, that is the sum total of everything that goes into making their products, is $27 billion. Yet Apple is worth over $321 billion, more than 10 times as much. Why? Because consumers line up to buy their new products. Apple Watch, iPad, iPhone, even before all of the information about the products has even been released to the public. You see, Apple has created a brand where people trust that the products released by the company will be of the highest quality and worth the money. You could even say that those people have a relationship with Apple, and that Apple has a following and a fellowship with its customers. And that intangible asset, while it lacks physical substance, cannot be seen, cannot be heard or touched, is estimated by experts to be worth some $247 billion. Apple is not in the device business. They're in the relationship business. And every year, Apple now spends over $2 billion in advertising to maintain and further those relationships. You take that intangible, invisible, untouchable asset that only exists between people's ears away from them, and Apple would disintegrate into bankruptcy overnight. On the other hand, if we took everything else away, any old devices would do, as long as they had the Apple name on them. Until people figured out they were being duped, like we often see when corporate raiders gut a brand, like we've seen with Maytag and Mercedes-Benz and other companies. The real business is the relationship, and we need to remember this. Because the difference for Sue was a business that made $42,000 a year to a business that now does in excess of $450,000 a year. Her annual income has become her monthly income. Now, the miracle of building a lifestyle business in the internet age is that we don't have to spend $2 billion or $2 million or even $20,000 to build and maintain those relationships. In fact, I'll show you in a few minutes here how to do it with no money out of your pocket whatsoever. A single person armed with a laptop computer can now build a highly profitable global network of relationships, a fellowship of like-minded individuals with similar interests, passions, or problems gathered together on an email list, and each person on that list can be worth between $3 and $16 to you every couple of weeks. Do the math. Even if you do that every month, never mind every 2 weeks, and you take the worst case scenario, $3 per subscriber, 1,500 subscribers can be worth $4,500 a month to you. 15,000 subscribers, $45,000 a month to you. 150,000 subscribers, $450,000 a month. Worst case scenario. Now, there are basically two monetization strategies. You can develop your own product or service, like Sue, which is an extremely profitable route, and it can be physical products like supplements or sporting gear or whatever it might be. Or it could be digital products like ebooks and virtual courses or membership sites or mastermind groups and what have you. Or it could even be a service of some kind. Personally, I like selling products because it's easier to scale, especially digital products, because the fulfillment cost is next to nothing. But can it be just about anything? Because remember, the product or service is not the real driver of the business. The value and the profit is in the list. It's the relationship that matters. And a great example of that is another one of our elite members. This is Hubert Centers. Hubert's business is 100% digital. He has a membership site offering investing advice. And as you can see here, it's a list-driven business that he's built up from scratch well into the 7 figures. Here's another digital product success story from one of my students. He's a partner in the Elevation Group. The 10-day email alchemy campaign bagged 7 figures from a customer list of just over 31,000 names, $34.83 per list name in less than 2 weeks. The Elevation Group is a company started by Mike Dillard because he wanted to learn how to invest all of the money that he was making in his list-based businesses. He had a problem, found a solution, and built a fellowship around that topic. So that's monetization method number one, create and sell a product of your own. And I'll show you how surprisingly easy it can be to do that in a moment here. You can also build one of these list-based businesses entirely around affiliate products. Amazon popularized affiliate marketing over 10 years ago with little tracking links that allow you to promote an item to your email list without having to worry about creating or procuring that item or servicing that item. You just refer and get paid. And now today, you can get paid to promote pretty much anything under the sun because every product creator has an affiliate program. All you need is an email list and a strong bond of trust and rapport with that list. Last year, I earned $228,602 in affiliate commissions, just filling in days that I didn't have any offers of my own to mail the list that day. And I still have a bunch of excess time, days when I'm not mailing the list, that I could be promoting more of these offers. Hundreds of thousands of bonus dollars just for sharing my experience with a few products I use and enjoy. How is that even possible? Is it really just a matter of having a list and mailing it? Well, no, it's not. There's nothing magical about a list of email addresses. In fact, the size of the list is not really the key factor at all. You can go online right now and you can buy a list of 1 million email addresses for $100. And I can guarantee you just wasted $100. The key is the relationship you enjoy with that list, the trust and the familiarity that you have developed with that list. If you have that, you can very quickly build a handsome six-figure income with a tiny little list of just a couple of thousand names selling affiliate products. And if you want to create and enjoy that kind of income and beyond, there are a couple of unbreakable operating commandments that you have to abide by as you're building your list-based business. Number one, never, ever, ever put money ahead of trust. Never promote something that you have not used and that you don't believe in with all your heart. These are your friends, your followers, and you have a great responsibility as their leader and benefactor to thoroughly vet anything that you endorse. You need to treat these people like family so that every time they buy something from you or through you, they're better off. Commandment number 2, always bring value. When you send an email out to your list, sure, you want people to click on a link and buy something. That's how you get paid. But regardless of whether somebody is interested in what you're promoting that day, the content of that email must bring some kind of reward to the person reading. I call this secondary reward, some sort of a positive feeling the subscriber enjoys as a result of hearing from you that day. Whether it's a smile on their lips, hope, a word of encouragement, a useful tip or piece of advice or wisdom, whether the person is in a position to buy something that day or not, they're glad they opened your email and spent a couple of minutes with you. And this is where a lot of people fail in this business because it is difficult and time-consuming to keep this up. And that is the reason smart people pay copywriters like me so darn much money. But I'm going to show you something astonishing in a minute here that makes it drop dead easy. All right, so now that we know we want to build a list and where the actual value is created within that list, let's go ahead and dive into actually doing it. Step number 2, carving out a niche or market. Okay, so your list is going to be comprised of people who share the same passion, hobby, goal, or problem. And the next thing you're going to need to do is choose that topic. And that's really one of the coolest things about this business model. You can, and you should, I believe you must, build your business around something you really love or that you've suffered with and found a solution. This is one of our very successful Email Alchemy members, Steve Gray. Steve was a struggling Herbalife distributor prior to discovering the list-building business, had a passion for natural health, dropped Herbalife and started selling digital products. And that's a great niche because people are always interested in bettering their health. We have an aging population, and Steve sells digital information products such as Smart Blood Sugar, the Blood Pressure Solution, Perfect Meal Plans, and others. Branded products that he created. And I'll show you how that's done in a minute here. And once those folks are on Steve's email list, he then sells nutritional supplements and affiliate products on the back end. Steve has built a list of over 150,000 active and engaged subscribers. And last I heard, he was earning at least $5,500 every single time he mails that list, and he mails it daily. He's earning several $million a year with this very low overhead business, and I'll show you exactly how we build these lists at zero out-of-pocket costs in a moment here. This is Frank Rymbauskas, another one of our members, and Frank built his business by simply solving a problem. He was getting fired from one sales job after another because he sucked at cold calling. Well, guess what? Cold calling doesn't work for a lot of salespeople. And Frank went to work studying and experimenting with different ways of marketing versus cold calling, and he became a top producing salesperson and then built a business helping other salespeople do the same thing. He started moonlighting, getting other salespeople who hated cold calling on a list, and within 6 months, he quit his job. Within 7 months, he was driving an S-Class Mercedes. This is Travis Sago, divorced, smoked 2 packs of cigarettes a day, $17,000 behind on his child support payments when he discovered the list-building business. Today, he's one of the happiest guys you'll ever meet. Did the soul searching, made the changes necessary to turn his life around, and shared his insights by creating and selling an ebook called The Magic of Making Up. 51,119 copies sold in 77 countries. That's what you call a buyer's list. So anything to do with interpersonal relationships and self-development, whether it be through your own suffering and screw-ups, or simply as a topic that you're passionate about. Travis loves the list-building business so much, he recently started up a new venture as an email alchemist for hire, writing email campaigns for other list-based businesses. Dan Meredith here did the same thing, combined his love of fitness with his passion for marketing, scaled to mid-six-figure turnover within 4 months. Of course, anything to do with money making makes a great list-based business, whether it's marketing, real estate investing, stock trading, and so on. So here's your first action item. I want you to take your pen and I want you to go to the top of the last page in your profit guide, if you have it, or a fresh page if you're using a notebook, and start thinking about your own life and experiences and what you were born to do in this life. What gives you the greatest satisfaction? What activities energize you and inspire you? What expertise and skills have you developed? And also, what problems have you overcome in your life? Or even what problems are you grappling with right now? Because it's those passions and problems that will lead you to financial freedom. And I want you to understand that in the world we live in today, our members are finding opportunity everywhere. More opportunity exists than at any other time in human history, because the internet has made it possible to affordably reach the tiniest, most minutely defined interest groups imaginable, regardless of where these people may be located in the world. Here's just a tiny little sampling of some of the unusual and not so unusual niches our Email Alchemy members are involved with and in which you can build these list-based businesses. Sports instruction and equipment. We have a guy selling a jacket that golfers wear to improve their swing. Parenting, dating, arts and crafts. We have members making a fortune selling wire jewelry making kits and materials. Another member sells high-quality Italian rosary beads and rosary making supplies. Business training. We have members teaching sales and marketing, finance, leadership skills, operations, outsourcing, some niching down by industry, catering to insurance agents, others to dentists, others doing startups. Huge opportunity here. Cybersecurity is big right now. Printing supplies, believe it or not. Top-tier affiliate/network marketing programs. Meditation and energy clearing. Sales scripting. Law of attraction. We have an ex-mixed martial arts champion selling gym memberships this way. Teaching aids, for heaven's sakes. There are teachers out there making $1 million plus a year, part-time, doing this. Aquaponics, coupon clubs. We have a guy translating our email templates into Spanish and selling these coupons in Central America. You are standing on the ground floor of a revolution. It is literally going mainstream. We're even hearing about these things on CNN and Fox News. Virtually anything you're passionate about or challenged by, you can build a lucrative list-based business around these days, provided you get this next step that I'm going to share with you in a minute here right. It can be a product you design entirely from scratch, or you can simply sell affiliate products, at least in the beginning. You can start building your business immediately and developing your own products as you go along. Remember, a product is not a business. The list and the fellowship you enjoy with that list is what matters. All right, so now that you've nailed down a niche, or at least you got some ideas beginning to percolate, it's time for step 3, building and monetizing your list. Now, this is where it gets really exciting. Here's where the rubber hits the road and you start making money and building a real business. And there are 3 things you need to make this happen. You need a web page to capture a lead or a subscriber, and a lead capture magnet, something to give your new subscribers in exchange for their email address and permission to follow up. Obviously, you need traffic. You need to get people to your webpage. And you need a way to automatically and repeatedly send interesting, valuable, and persuasive emails that build a relationship with those folks so that you can get them to go and buy stuff, whether it be your own stuff or affiliate stuff. And these 3 things, when you get them right, work interdependently to generate cash flow and income. So let's take a deeper look at each one. We'll look at a few student lead capture pages, and these are all Email Alchemy members, so you know this isn't just theory. I told you about Sue Heinze earlier. This is one of her pages, 10-day little black dress diet and workout plan. This is one of John Benson's pages, free in-home workout videos, shape your thighs, buns, arms, and abs for free. And you notice a pattern here, don't you? Short, visually appealing with the call to action, get your free thing above the fold, visible without scrolling, in other words. And these pages are super easy to put together these days. In fact, at the end of this training, as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to give you my personal quick start list business blueprint and a link where you can get a free 14-day trial on some powerful software that makes it drag and drop simple to have these pages up and running on the web in just a couple of hours. I'll also give you a roadmap for creating an irresistible lead generation magnet giveaway, a proven funnel architecture as well. So stay right to the end. It's absolutely free. All right, so the second element is traffic. And there are 2 kinds of traffic, quick, easy traffic, and slow, labor-intensive traffic. Quick, easy traffic you pay for. Slow, labor-intensive traffic you have to work for. And I'll give you a few examples of slow, labor-intensive traffic. Blogging, social media, submitting articles, writing, next to free, Kindle books, search engine optimization, so-called viral video creation. We're talking about 10 to 12-hour days at the keyboard, working your fingers to the bone, bloodshot eyes, and double vision. There are a lot of slow, labor-intensive traffic generation options, and I promised at the beginning of the presentation that I wouldn't be talking about any of them. So let's talk about quick and easy traffic and how to pay for it with OPM and OPL, other people's money and other people's lists. Let's start with OPL. OPL traffic is generated by getting established list owners in your space to mail some useful piece of content that you create to their list. People click the link in that email, they come to your lead capture page, they consume your valuable free content, and a few of them go ahead and invest in a product that you have created. This chart shows what happened in a short 29-day period. As you can see, I'm generating 1,400, 1,600, 700 subscribers per day, and this isn't even all of the leads I'm generating on a daily basis. This is just one campaign. And when you do this, you get a big spike in leads, and then you have to do it again. But that's okay because, hey, we're talking about 12,000 subscribers in a very short period of time. And you might be wondering why the leads are only flowing in for roughly the first half of the campaign. Well, the thing is, we have to pay our partners. In this case, I had 3 or 4 partners with lists sending me this traffic. And I use a very specific sequence of emails to build desire for my offer over a period of time and a deadline to maximize the immediate monetization of these subscribers. And here's the revenue side of the equation. Some pretty nice numbers. Almost $40,000 in one day. Another nice day, almost $26,000, $16,500. The money comes in quick. Okay, so I've used OPL, other people's lists, to capture 12,367 new subscribers in 29 days. I've generated about $17 from each one of those subscribers during that time, over $215,000. And I haven't yet paid out a single cent in affiliate commissions. Isn't that amazing? In this business, you have an active, ready and willing pool of backers who will front you their hard-earned assets. You get to put those assets to work for 30, 60, maybe even 90 days before shelling out some percentage of your revenues. In my case, I pay these folks 40%. And I pay them on the 15th of the month after a sale is registered. So I have free use of that asset for up to 45 days. In this case, I paid out $86,049 about 2 weeks after day 29, which was the last day folks could take advantage of my special offer, in this case, a discount on my product. So that's a 29-day gross profit of $129,066 on this one campaign. And gross profit is very close to net profit in this business. Operating expenses are just a couple of $1,000s a month, and you can get started for just a couple of $100s a month and ramp up from there. And if you think, oh, I'm just a beginner, I'm nobody, no one is going to lend me their list, well, that's just glass half empty thinking. When I quit my job in 2004, despite enormous protest and strenuous opposition from my wife, whom I love dearly to this day, we've been together for 37 years, this is exactly what I did. I spent a few months moonlighting. And I had, maybe a month's living expenses saved up. And so I quit my job cold turkey to run my own race. And within 1 week's time, 1 week, I had borrowed somebody's list, somebody else's list, in fact, a complete stranger to me. Now, I didn't bring in $215,000 the first time I did this, but I did replace my salary handily. And now I love being able to spoil my wife. And you want to know a super fast and super easy way to create a product to sell? You do a series of webinars. The first one is your lead generation magnet. It's free, otherwise known as Module 1. And at the end of the webinar, you invite people to the remaining webinars at fee. You collect the money upfront, and you create the product with active participation from the people who buy on the first round. They love that. And you record the whole thing, and you sell it again and again. Of course, there are other ingenious ways of creating products and other funnel architectures, but this is one of the best. You can even use this sell and then create approach with ebooks or membership sites and video trainings, so you're not locking yourself in a room somewhere for 2 years before you start bringing in money. Or if you want to do affiliate marketing, you just funnel traffic into somebody else's offer and take a commission. Of course, I use OPM as well, other people's money. I currently generate 300 to 500 new subscribers every single day with Facebook ads. It costs me $5 to $10 per subscriber. But again, you don't pay Facebook until you get your credit card statement, which could be, if you time it strategically, up to 30 days after you've begun converting that traffic that they send you into money. Plus, you have a grace period of typically 21 days from the time you get that statement before Aunt Visa or Uncle MasterCard charge you any interest. So you have up to 51 days use of other people's money. And whether you're selling your own product or an affiliate product or even some combination of the two, as long as you make that $3, $5, $10 per subscriber cost back well within that time, you're building your list for free. It's not costing you a red cent. And from that point forward, it's pure operating profit. For me, right now, it takes about 8 days to recoup my $5 to $10 per subscriber cost on Facebook. And each one of those subscribers is worth, on average, about $100 to me over the lifetime of the relationship. Because guess what? Am I going to stop marketing to these 12,367 new subscribers after 29 days? Heck no! I'm going to continue mailing them. I'm going to continue to bond with them. I'm going to continue to deepen my relationship with them. And I'm going to continue to offer them additional products that I know through my own personal experience can make a positive difference in their lives. Those new subscribers are like an annuity income that keeps paying you for months, even years. I have people who have been on my list and repeatedly buying for over 10 years. Do you see the beauty of this? Of course, that is not going to happen. In fact, nothing is going to happen, and you'll fall flat on your face if you don't have the third element, which is the most important element of all, a way to automatically and repeatedly send interesting, valuable, and persuasive emails that build a relationship with those folks so that you can get them to go and buy stuff. This is where we separate the men from the boys and the women from the girls. And so here's that process. Naturally, when somebody signs up for your list, you got to have an autoresponder system. Obviously, you're not going to be sitting there sending these emails out manually. And your free 14-day tech trial that I'm going to give you at the end of the webinar, in addition to allowing you to quickly and easily create your web pages for collecting and monetizing leads, also includes an autoresponder, so you can get started sending emails out to your list. And what will you say in these emails? I call this the arsenal, and I'm going to give you this mind map at the end of the webinar as well. But essentially, this is a library of different types of emails or campaigns for you to send out to your list. And pay close attention here, because I am about to give you the keys to the kingdom. Your first order of business when somebody signs up is to make an impact on that subscriber with both your lead generation magnet and also the first few emails you send them. We call that an infiltration series, and the job of these emails is to begin the bonding process and create a connection with your new subscriber so they begin to like you and feel they can trust you and go ahead and buy with confidence when you present a link inside of the email. Of course, attention spans are short these days. People will sign up to your list to get your lead generation magnet, but they get distracted. And you want your subscribers to consume your lead generation magnet because that's what pre-sells your offer, whether it be your own product or an affiliate product that you're promoting. You need to remind your prospects of the importance of that lead generation magnet that they signed up for and gently push them back to it repeatedly with your follow-up emails. I call this a propagation series. And by the way, if this is starting to sound like work, or you're thinking you're a terrible writer, or any of those fears are beginning to crop up, I want you to know that I've got you covered. I'm going to show you how I create all of these emails, lickety-split, and how you can too. Another thing you're going to need to do with these subscribers, if you want to maximize your income, is survey them and find out what kind of additional offers they're likely to respond to. I call these reconnaissance emails, asking people how they self-identify, what they're struggling with, what they want, and so on. Because once they're on your list for a little while and you've liquidated your traffic costs with a primary offer, you're going to want to introduce new offers and new lead generation magnets, whether they be additional products you develop or affiliate offers. I call these recruitment emails. And these you send out to your own list, and also when you're using OPL, you give these to another list owner to send out to their list, and you get a flood of new subscribers, like I showed you earlier. And if you do this right, and I'm going to show you how in a moment here, each one of these new subscribers can be worth up to $100 to you over time, or maybe even more. $100 may not sound like much, but remember, even with a puny little list of just 5,000 subscribers, that's $500,000. If you do webinars, it's not enough to get people to sign up for them. You're also going to need to send what I call enforcer emails to get people to actually show up at your webinars. When you make special offers to your list, you're going to want to introduce an element of scarcity and urgency with emails that remind your subscribers of the consequences of inaction. I call that an ultimatum series. And that's kind of a bold word, but there are ways you can make these emails very friendly and full of goodwill, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment here. So you never come across as pushy or pitchy, which will kill your list faster than anything. Sometimes you're going to want to build anticipation for your offers. You're going to want to demonstrate social proof by collecting testimonials from your subscribers and buyers. Sometimes you're going to need to create a dialogue with your subscribers by sending emails that encourage them to reply directly to your emails. I call these liaison emails. When people buy things, you need to send emails congratulating them and encouraging them to actually use what they bought so they stick to it and actually gain the promised benefits. And sometimes you have to send emails designed to revive people who have stopped reading your emails or get them off your list. I call that a resurrection series. The most important single idea or concept for succeeding, for successful list building and successfully building a list-based business is list monetization. And you need some degree of immediate monetization within days or at most weeks of getting a new subscriber. So you're not going out of pocket. You're building on OPL and OPM, in other words. And you need long-term monetization. And both are dependent on having a ready-made arsenal of emails to send out. The fortune is in the follow-up. And this is the entire subscriber lifecycle mapped out for you right here, developed through countless campaigns over the years, building successful list-based businesses and masterminding million-dollar campaigns for dozens of high-profile direct marketers. This is rapid list building with other people's money and other people's lists, and how you can earn $3 to $16 per subscriber every couple of weeks. This is how, in months instead of years, you can break free from money worries and unfulfilling work that makes other people rich, but never you. And you can finally begin doing what you were born to do on your own terms and in your own way. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not a money grab. It's a way to bring real value to people you genuinely care about and lead them to a better life and get paid handsomely to do it. If you want financial freedom, if you want your working hours to be a rewarding joy instead of a spirit-crushing burden, if you want choice about how you spend your days and whom you spend them with, you need a list-based business because it is the fastest, easiest route to all of these things that you want and that you deserve. So where do you go from here? You've seen multiple case studies that demonstrate how all this works. You've seen people just like you who have started with nothing and gone on to build hugely profitable and rewarding list-based businesses. And I'm going to assume you'd like to do the same. But I'm also going to assume you'd like some additional help doing it. So here's what I have for you. It's called Email Alchemy Elite 2.0. It's a living membership. It's ongoing training and tools designed to help you start up, grow, and scale a list-based business online with the exact systems and strategies that I have laid out for you here today. How to build a large list that earns you $3 to $16 per name every couple of weeks in the niche of your choice. Building that business from a standing start with other people's money and other people's lists. If you want to turn your annual income into your monthly or even your daily income while filling those days with stimulating activities that bring you joy and energy and satisfaction, then this is for you. And here's how it works. We start off with a core training program to get you set up. It's called Fellowship Fortune in a Box. Module 1 of FFB shows you how to choose a topic and a niche, gap analysis, to find the precise intersection of passion and profitability. Module 2 is all about web technology made easy. I'm going to show you the quick, easy, and inexpensive way to do rapid list building, nurturing, and monetization step by step, including how to test one web page or email or webinar against another, which is crucially important. Not everything you do is going to work the first time you do it. You have to get feedback from the market and fine-tune your approach. Here's a startling example of the importance of this from John Bowes, one of our elite members. John is the in-house copywriter for John Assaraf. Reports doing a split test, regular email marketing versus email alchemy. Old campaign generated 38 sales. New campaign, Levis style, 330. Module 3 is about product creation. You're getting a proven formula and day-by-day guide for creating your first digital product in 28 days or less. I'm going to show you the investigative reporter model and how to get other people to do most of the work for you. You're going to learn how to do interview compilations, webinar-generated courses, mastermind groups, membership sites, and more. And Module 4 is the 4 pillars of list building, where I show you all about creating lead capture pages and lead generation magnets and monetization pages and exactly how to get traffic with OPL and OPM. So at the end of this 8-week training, if you follow along and you do the work, you're going to be ready to welcome your first subscribers. And of course, the most important and challenging piece is the emails you send these folks once you start bringing them in. The emails are the engine that makes the whole process work. And so in the members area, we have this amazing tool called the Template Arsenal. So you never have to wonder about what to send and when to send it, and you don't have to give blood at the keyboard trying to write an email that people will actually open and read and buy through. This is the big stumbling block for other people trying to build lists, and we're going to totally remove this for you with this program. And this is nothing like anything you will see anywhere else. This is not me giving you emails that I've used to sell my products. That's really not very useful if you're not selling something similar. This is not like other template packages that give you generic, poorly written 2-paragraph emails or those cheesy software programs that spit out garbage. Do not use those because they will kill your list and you'll go broke getting one. This, on the other hand, is the exact same system that I personally use to create emails for my big-time private clients, the same caliber of emails they pay me $2,500 per email to create. Fill-in-the-blanks time savers that almost instantly transform you into an email marketing wizard, regardless of what you sell, and even if you flunked high school English. And I'm going to show you exactly how these templates are being used by our members. In fact, even if you have no money to invest in my system, keep watching. Because in the next couple of minutes here, I'm going to give you a proven structure for creating subscriber engagement and goodwill and trust and sales. It's called the SODPC formula, which stands for subject, opening, deepening, pitch, call to action. I'm going to give you a couple of advanced NLP techniques for practically forcing people to read your emails. And I'm going to show you the 80-20 affiliate rule and why some affiliate marketers make millions while most give up in frustration without making more than a few $100. Okay, so to use these templates, you just fill out this questionnaire about the product or service you're selling. And each answer is numbered. This is an actual questionnaire that one of our members filled out. She's built her list-based business as a social media marketing consultant and service provider. You take your inputs from the questionnaire and you just insert them into the templates. Massage them a little bit to make sure the tense and the context is right. And voila, instant email. It's like paint by numbers. Each template follows the proven SODPC persuasion structure, so you're never winging it, which rarely turns out well. So let me show you how this works. Subject line, tricky blank number 0, max 3 words that name your product/service category, your niche, in other words. In this case, tricky marketing problem, why you shouldn't blank number 1, the action you are selling to your prospect in 3 words or less. Use social media. Tricky marketing problem, why you shouldn't use social media. Now think about this. The person has opted in for your lead generation magnet. They know you're trying to sell them something. But in the subject line, you're saying, don't do it. That's an example of a pattern interrupt. And its purpose is to get the person to open your email. There's a lot of noise in the inbox, and you have to be able to cut through. Now, the cool thing is you don't even have to know what a pattern interrupt is, let alone learn how to come up with one. You just fill in these little blanks here, and you're getting the genius of a copywriter who gets paid $2,500 per email to come up with these things. Like the opening. One of the hardest things to get right is the first few lines of your email. It's damn hard to get people reading. And if you don't hook them in those first few paragraphs, they're never going to even see your link. Or they may scroll down and click on the link without even reading the email, in which case they're far less likely to convert on the landing page. So it is crucially important you don't blow those first few lines of copy that people see when they open up your email. So, first name. Although I'm grateful you downloaded our blank number 2 name of your lead generation magnet. In this case, free 7 social media marketing secrets to double your business this year report with the blank number 4 name of your sales interview. Remember, she's in a service. You may not have a need for a sales interview, so you can just cut this blank. Free 60-minute social media marketing sanity check consultation, and blank number 5, name of additional incentive, 5 free Kick Our Tires custom designed Facebook newsfeed post certificate. Whatever your lead generation magnets or lead generation magnet singular happens to be. And it goes on. I forgot to warn you about a major blank number 0. Max 3 words that name your product/service category. Social media glitch that's built into our comprehensive program. Now, this is what we call an open loop in an email. We're raising a provocative question and dancing around the question a little bit before we answer it. And this has the effect of drawing the person into serious reading. Again, this is a very advanced technique that you do not have to master in order to use it. You just fill in the blanks. You get to take advantage of world-class persuasion without paying the $2,500 per email fees. And I'm not talking about the usual problems that come standard from the blank number 6, derogatory description of your competitor, that comes standard from the typical run-of-the-mill social media consultant or agency that talks a good game but leaves you with no hard dollar return on your investment. They'll bury you in blank number 7, nasty surprises. Expenses for useless, maybe even fake fans, friends, and likes. Stick you with hidden fees. Maybe even ruin your brand with low-value, thoroughly unresearched posts written in broken English. I'm not talking about blank number 7, more nasty surprises. Spam complaints. Getting kicked off the major social media networks, or being blacklisted by Google. No, I'm talking about something we can't help you with. You see how the reader is held in suspense there while we are injecting points of superiority? Now comes the deepening segment of the email. We're going to deepen the trance. I'm talking about the fact that we'll make it impossible to keep your best customers from spreading positive word of mouth about you. Yes, you'll beg them to do their due diligence, live with your solutions for 6 months, make sure they fit perfectly, but they just won't wait to push your like button and share their delight. And you just fill in the rest of these blanks here to complete the SODPC formula. And if you're following the landing page formula that I also give you in the training, and if you take it seriously and you do a decent job of it, you get this. And you get it in a tiny, teeny, weeny fraction of the time, effort, and expense of A, learning how to write emails yourself, which is a 10,000-hour proposition, and actually doing it yourself, which is another time suck, even if you knew what you were doing. And it does not matter what you're selling. Products, services, affiliate offers. This is Alan McDormand, another one of our members, built his list-building business around selling leads to kitchen rental companies in different local markets. Subject line: tricky remodeling problem. Why you shouldn't revamp your kitchen. First name: although I'm grateful you joined our Kitchen Buyers Club with the $500 savings certificate, free design consultation, and free in-home measurement service, I forgot to warn you about a major remodeling glitch that's built into our comprehensive program. And I'm not talking about the usual problems that come standard from the big box home stores who supposedly save you money. They'll bury you in measurement errors, subcontractor battles, surprise wait times, and add-on fees. I'm not talking about off-center windows, unsightly gaps between cabinets and stove where food falls down, or custom requirements that are too complex for run-of-the-mill carpenters who claim to be kitchen experts. No, I'm talking about something we can't help you with. Do you see how this is the exact same template that our other member, the social media marketing consultant, used? Maybe you want to start out selling affiliate products. Here's a hot product on ClickBank. It's called the Venus Factor. By the way, never drive new traffic directly to an affiliate offer like this. Get them on your email list first, obviously. And the way you do that is by creating your own lead generation magnet that is related to the affiliate product. Get people to opt into your list in order to get your lead generation magnet, and then inside the lead generation magnet, you give them your affiliate link to take the next step. And that way you're building a real business. You can follow up with your prospect with these powerful email alchemy templates. And you can also introduce special time-limited incentives. And of course, you can send them any number of additional offers in the future. That is the 80-20 affiliate rule for making millions as a super affiliate. So, subject line: tricky weight loss problem. Why you shouldn't diet. Opening: first name: although I'm grateful you downloaded our free Foods That Slim and Foods That Bloat special report with the free video that explains how women just like you are getting fit and looking great. And this special report, Foods That Slim and Foods That Bloat, that's a lead generation magnet that you would create in order to capture leads and build your list and pre-sell the Venus Factor. And the free video is the Venus Factor sales page. You see how that works? I forgot to warn you about a major glitch that's built into our comprehensive weight loss program. And I'm not talking about the usual problems that come standard with the typical magic weight loss solutions or celebrity fad diets you see being flogged on TV. They'll torture you with excruciating food cravings, impossibly long and even dangerous exercise routines, and just plain bad nutritional advice that can ruin your health. I'm not talking about expensive supplements and feeling like some kind of a carrot stick eating freak when you're out with your friends and they're enjoying your favorite foods. No, I'm talking about something we can't help you with. Does that look familiar? Except it's not kitchen rental leads or social media marketing consulting. It's about women's weight loss now. So all of the open loops and the pattern interrupts that we talked about in the previous adaptations are intact. And of course, this is an infiltration email. It's an example of the first email you'd send out to your list when they sign up, right? But inside the members area here, as you can see, we have all 12 different types of templates covering the entire subscriber lifecycle. Well over 100 different templates in this arsenal. More than 65,000 words of professionally written emails. Interesting, entertaining, valuable, and persuasive emails to send out to your list to build trust and rapport and bonding so that you can monetize your list for years to come. And you can use these emails royalty-free to sell any product or service under the sun. or to recommend any product or service as an affiliate. What you are not allowed to do is resell them or adapt them for use by a third party, strictly for your own use. So how much for all this? Well, it's a fact that high-quality list-building courses like the Fellowship Fortune in a Box typically run between $1,000 and $2,000. Of course, none of them includes an extensive arsenal of world-class, universally adaptable templates for actually monetizing your list. Realize I charge $2,500 to write a custom email. And there are well over 100 of them in the arsenal now. And if you do the math on that and it comes to $250,000, you're doing the math right. And if that sounds like a lot of money to you, take a look at this. Email Alchemy dug far deeper into my list and quadrupled my sales in just 2 weeks. 2 weeks. We pulled $300,000 in immediate sales for 3Accelerator, plus another $100,000 plus in payment plan sales. John had just 9,000 people on his list when we hooked up. He sent just 26 Email Alchemy emails to make those numbers. At $2,500 a piece, that was a $65,000 investment, and there's a screenshot of my PayPal account to prove it. $5,000 up front and $60,000 on completion. Yet John brought in over $400,000 just one time out with these emails. Just 2 weeks worth of emails, 26 emails. Here, you're getting well over 100 emails, and you can use them for life. So $250,000, cheap. Of course, you may not have 9,000 folks on your email list just yet, so let's assign a very, very modest $15,000 value to this arsenal, because heck, even a hack copywriter would charge you more than that to write all of these emails, and they would be crap in comparison. There are over 115 emails in here now. Imagine the time savings. Over 65,000 words of spellbinding email copy. It's yours to use forever, royalty-free, total value of over $15,997. Third thing you're getting here, I'm going to give you my complete Email Alchemy Track 1 training for creating these killer emails entirely from scratch. Because there may come a time when you'd like to send out your own creation, and this way you'll do it right instead of fumbling around in the dark. This sells every day on my website for $997. And I just want to tell you about a few more members who've been through this training and put these strategies to work in their business. This is Ron Reich. Ron is in the relationship niche, routinely kills it in affiliate contests against guys with lists that are 10 times the size. John Angel brought in over $30,000 on a $1 trial offer to a list that had not bought a single thing in over 4 years. James Fry, complete, utter newbie in the grow your own food niche of all things, built his list-based business from no subscribers at all into the thousands and earned $4.45 per name in less than 2 weeks. Together, that's a $16,994 plus value. You're also getting my $1,297 campaign conversion multiplier sessions covering the complete click-to-sale conversion lifecycle. This is a whole membership site all on its own, on top of everything you're getting with Email Alchemy Elite. All of the tools you need to plan, strategize, execute, and extend fellowship-style marketing into every other type of media. For getting the most from every precious click you generate with your Email Alchemy list-based business. So you're getting the Fellowship Fortune in the Box training, you're getting the done-for-you fill-in-the-blank template arsenal, you're getting the full Email Alchemy do-it-yourself training, you're getting the campaign conversion multiplier, plus I do a group coaching call, a webinar actually, every single month where I will train you further on niche selection, product creation, lead capture, template adaptation, traffic generation, autoresponder systems, any and all hot topics that come up. I answer any questions you send in ahead of time. I answer live questions on the fly. I bring folks up on the hot seat and I critique and I consult with you live in front of the group. I do these personally. And there's only so many of these I can do. This is a hands-on, supported program, so I can only hold this offer open for a very short time, and it's first come, first served. I will also plug you into a private members-only Facebook mastermind so you can share your experience, you can celebrate your victories, network with other avid and successful entrepreneurs between sessions. You're going to be part of an exclusive community who are using and profiting from Email Alchemy and growing incredibly rewarding and profitable list-driven businesses. Total value of over $19,455. And now let me tell you about the biggest benefit of all. Every month, I personally write new custom templates for individual members for a month. Maybe you need more emails to get people to a live seminar. or emails to solicit testimonials, or get people to your online store, or to generate sales appointments, or to win an affiliate contest and a big launch that's coming up, whatever it might be. And I will write a new template, blanks filled in, for you. And all of our members are then free to use the new template as well. And of course, you're free to do the same when it's another member's turn to get me to actually write an email for them without having to pay the customary $2,500 fee. So this arsenal is continually growing and continually evolving around your needs. You will use it for years to come, for as long as you remain in business. It is a living membership that literally doubles in value in just the first year. And again, this is me doing the work for you. I do not farm this out. Because the emails you send out to your list is what creates trust and fellowship, which is the key success factor for list building and ongoing profits. Nothing else matters if you don't get this right. It's first come, first served. I'm doing intake for a few days only. So the sooner you get on board, the sooner you'll be profiting from your custom-written emails. And obviously the demand far outstrips the supply. So be quick to get on board before I'm forced to shut down this intake. I do this only once in a while. You're getting the Fellowship Fortune in a box, all of the nitty-gritty training to get your list-driven business off the ground. You're getting the done-for-you fill-in-the-blank email template arsenal, both the core arsenal that's in there now and the evolving infinite arsenal that grows around your needs each and every month, virtually doubling in value over the course of the next year. You're getting the full email alchemy training, the campaign conversion multiplier, the monthly coaching calls, the private Facebook mastermind, total value of over $29,455. And as you've seen, this is actually a gross understatement. Yet annual membership in Email Alchemy Elite 2.0 sells for just $5,000. And while I'm still able to accommodate new members for a few days only, I'm going to give you an unprecedented 60% discount. So just $2,000 if you join in time. You're in for a full year, and everything in the members area is yours for life. Even if you do not renew in a year's time, everything that's in there on your last day of your membership is yours to download and keep and use royalty-free forever. Like I say, this is a living membership. I really do support you personally. The arsenal is continually growing, continually evolving around your needs, so membership has to be strictly limited to a manageable number. This is not fake scarcity. The $1,997 price really is discounted by 60%, and it will go back up to $5,000 very shortly. And I know that may still be a lot of money for some people. So I have a payment plan for you as well. 3 easy monthly payments of just $797. Incredibly cheap for everything you need to get started in this business. There should be a big button appearing to the right here. When you click on that button, a new window should open up and you can continue to watch the rest of the webinar. You'll see everything that I just told you about documented on that page over there. And I want you to know that you can feel safe and relaxed in your decision to join, because I'm backing you up 100% with an unprecedented, you must be delighted by your membership guarantee. Remember, this is a supported program. When you join, you are essentially hiring me as your coach. And like any good coach, I do not accept excuses for inaction, because that is not going to get you what you want. We're not going to let fear rob you of your destiny, and it is my job to make sure that's really not an option for you. So Email Alchemy Elite comes with a 30-day, 100% delight assured money-back guarantee, and to be eligible for a refund, you simply complete the Fellowship Fortune in a Box Module 1 worksheets and send them to me. It's just a series of questions, and by the time you complete the module and you work through these questions, you will know exactly what kind of business you're going to pursue at the precise intersection of passion and profitability, and how to differentiate yourself in that niche. And as you've seen, Email Alchemy Elite works incredibly well for people who do the work. And if you do the work and you are not beside yourself with excitement about the income potential and the possibilities ahead, if you don't see the value in spades, just send an email to support@daniellevis.com within the next 30 days with your worksheets from Module 1 attached and your acknowledgement in writing that you relinquish your license to use any of the email templates, and we will cheerfully refund your money in part, friends. So the only risk is not getting involved during this very short enrollment window that I have open right now at 60% off the regular price.